What is up, world? It's your boy John G, and I'm making some financiers today. I first discovered financiers at a restaurant that I worked at, where they made them to order. Took about 10-15 minutes in the oven. Me being not a big cake person, because I think most cakes are dry, this financier was so moist and so delicious, and I fell in love with it. And I love the recipe and I love the concept. So I'm making it. This is for y'all. And in this recipe, you're going to need 330 grams of confectioner's sugar, 120 grams of ground almond flour. You can buy that anywhere, really. 30 grams of honey, 125 grams of flour, 3 grams of baking powder, 180 grams of butter, 340 grams of egg whites. That's the basic recipe, but I'm gonna add these. I've been talking about these. All right, man down. I've been talking about these things forever. Like all year, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something with these hazelnuts. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I smuggled them in from Hawaii, which is true. And I'm gonna incorporate these beautiful Hawaiian macadamia nuts. What else? What are we doing? What's going on here? Oh, you need these things. You're going to want to have a sheet tray with a silpat. You can make Japanese pancakes in here. Oh, fire. Japanese pancakes, bada binga. Put this on a griddle piece. Enough about these ring molds that I straight up love. I love it. Please tell me that was still recording. So we're breaking out the KitchenAid. It's always a good day when the KitchenAid gets broken out and the dust knocked right off of it. So, but before we do anything, I'm gonna brown this butter. And when you do that, there's a word for it, a French word out of the book. It's called beurre noisette. Watch this, right in. You guys want the real deal definition? Let's go look it up. The French term for brown butter, referring to whole butter that is melted and heated until it turns to a hazelnut, noisette, color and aroma. That's what it looks like. See? KitchenAid's coming here. We're about to mix it up. The butter got to cool down. I'm going to throw it in the fridge. All right, so I put the butter in the fridge, not to get hard, but that's super hot, just to cool down till it's still melted, but not that hot. So I'm going to start with, I can see there's a shell in here. Give me 5 eggs, 5 egg whites. And I will, where's the thing at? Here we go. Whoa. What's the matter, you? Why am I'm sideways, so I'm all like discombobulated here. Here we go. Let's get that guy up there. It's plugged in, right? Yeah. It looks a little foamy. Kind of looks like, I don't know, egg whites that were like aerated a little bit. The next ingredient I'm gonna add is the flour. That wasn't the flour, by the way. The next ingredient I'm gonna add is the confectioner's sugar. Mix that. This is where I drop the beat. All right, now we're gonna add the flour. First I added the egg whites, then I added the confectioner's sugar, then the flour. I used a pastry flour, but you can use an all-purpose. This is almond flour, and you can make your own. The baking powder, did I use powder? Yeah, boom. Baking powder goes in, right? Honey, did we talk about honey? We didn't. Where is it? You son of a, it's 2020, all right? Get a gram scale if you don't have one. It's how you should measure your food. It's so much easier, especially if you're creating recipes, if you're following recipes. I'm done ranting, just get a gram scale for God's sakes, because I'm gonna write a cookbook one day and it's all gonna be in grams, and I'm probably gonna have to convert it. I have to conform. Yo, what is going on right now? Like honey, like you measure it in there and then it's like, how do I get it out? Like, here's how you get it out. The rubber spat. So I'm putting that honey in there. Now you just mix it until it's mixed. And we're gonna preheat our oven, 350. One more little mix for good luck. Now while our oven's preheating, we didn't put the butter in there. I didn't even put the butter in there. You saw what I almost did? Regroup. So you wanna film a cooking show, huh? Yeah, it looks easy, doesn't it? Forget the butter's too hot. You know, you almost forgot to add it. The oven wasn't preheated. I got honey everywhere. I'm just kidding, I love it. And I love you. So we almost forgot the butter, but we didn't. Yeah. Let's get this guy down. I gotta say that this smells amazing. I'm using all my rubber spats. There's like rubber spats everywhere, you know what I mean? A good little trick is to take a deli or something cylindrical. Now, this is the consistency of your batter. Check it out. The consistency of love. So yeah, a little trick to get your piping bag on deck, and don't clip it before you fill it. That's what she said. That's so wrong. This could be stored in the refrigerator. I'm sure you could probably freeze it like this, and that's another reason why I like these bags. Make this ahead of time, have it frozen, and someone comes over and they knock on your door and they're like, yo, you got any Financiers? And you're like, you know what? Give me a half hour. I'll thaw these beaches out and get rockin' poppin'. I would say that these are gonna bake from between 15 and 25 minutes, depending on how much batter you use. And just give them a nice little shh. I own probably 30 knives, and I can't find one. Here's one. Take that guy and throw him on the floor. I'm gonna go start at whatever time of the clock that was. Let's go 15 minutes to get these in the oven. All right, guys, we need to get these babies open, these beautiful, wonderful macadamia nuts. My trick is a mortar and pestle. I happen to have a super heavy duty. Don't go in there like Tarzan, just should be a one-shot deal. Or if something just fell over there. Shut up. Check this out. So you open them up and you get this fresh, real deal raw macadamia nut. Right from Hawaii, man. So this is what they look like off the tree. You end up with this. And after you crack it out of here, you get this beautiful macadamia nut. All right, guys, what I want to do is make something to put on top of the Financiers. And what I'm going to make is like a really nice chocolate sort of Ganache Chantilly cream. And by doing that, I'm going to make a Ganache first, get it cold, and then we're going to make a whipped cream with it. We have to make a Ganache which is simply equal parts by weight, heavy cream and chocolate. I'm using an amazing Food Links chocolate, a dark chocolate couverture, 60%, 53% Tyrona semi-sweet chocolate. These are both discs. Let's weigh this out. And there's what, 3 cakes? So, that cream. Now this is good cream. It was $9 for this jar. Can you imagine? No, $2.50. I like $2.50. Bring this to a simmer. Don't boil it. Bring it to a simmer and calm down. Let's go see what's going on over here. Oh, baby! Oh, you sexy little bitch. 75 of these babies. That's $2.50. Chocolate's done. Right on top of the chocolate at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what it looks like. It looks like chocolate sauce. And that's your Ganache. That went overnight and got solid, and someone stuck their finger in there. I don't know who did that. So we got our chocolate Ganache. Now we're just gonna take a little bit of this cream and combine it with this amazing coffee just to steep it. 100 grams will go. It's easy. Now, coffee. That's it. Oh, the smell of that, let me tell you. How's that song go? The best part of waking up is Los Gigantes single origin Meyer lemon cranberry in your cup. This isn't like pulverized into a powder. There's some big chunks in there. So it's 30 grams of this Los Gigantes, all right? Now, next, gentle on the heat. We don't want it ripping. We're gonna gently steep this. I think that's, let me just give that a taste. Oh yeah, and the good thing about this coffee, it's a lighter roast, so it's not super bitter, and it's gonna lend itself really well. Let's clean this up. A lot of that coffee absorbs your cream and pulls moisture out of the cream. So what I'm gonna do is, to cool this down, because since we're gonna be using it, we'll bring that up to back to 100. I'm gonna cool this off. Get the rest of our cream and make this Chantilly. So I'm gonna pour whatever's in here. So I got 461 grams of cream that we're gonna whip with the Ganache and with the coffee extract. So here we go. Remember this guy? What are we gonna name this fella? We gotta give this guy a name. I want y'all to pick a name. So I got my whip. So I'm gonna whip this up until it comes to, and it turns into whipped cream basically. That's going right in, right in, right in. Now, we're gonna whip this until it's done. Oh yeah, there she is. And I'm gonna keep both of these very cold. We'll see you in a minute. So I got them all out of the shell. Here are the shelled macadamia nuts. Now, for the sake of cakes, we are gonna weigh these babies. Scale on, pan down, hazelnuts in. 61 grams. Now we need to add water and sugar. We'll do 30. So 30 water, 30 sugar. 3 grams of water. Let's bring this to 60. Now we're gonna go on the stove. I'll bring the camera over. We're basically making candied macadamia nuts for a crumble for our cakes. All right, guys, we have these macadamia nuts that we did in the pan, and it basically encapsulated them with this like crunchy, brittle crust of sugar, sort of. What's that store in the mall you walk by and they're like churning the nuts and the sugar? That's what this reminds me of. I let these cool down, and I'm just gonna chop them up. That is a done deal. I'm gonna put this cake right in the center, like that. Let's just do this deal. Now, I'm gonna take these macadamia nuts, go right on top. Now, if you want, you take a microplane and one of these nubs of chocolate, just kind of go right on top with that. That's gonna add some life to the dead space on the plate. Financier, coffee and chocolate Chantilly cream, candied macadamia nuts, and just some shaved chocolate on top. Let's go in. The macadamia nuts are so necessary. That contrast crunch of everything I've made on video up until this point, this is the most rock solid in terms of recipe and formula. That cake recipe is dead nuts on. I'm gonna put a link in the description, and I'll be sure to link this recipe at the bottom in both grams and ounces. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John G. This is Financier. That's all I got to say. I'll see you in the next one.
AR-15.